Hi, I'm Sushil from Slurp Studio Bangalore, and today we're doing pickling as a preservation technique.
Over here is bitter lime. It's from the sweet lime family, and in South India this is used to make pickles. So earlier what we're going to be doing is we've already cut them into pieces, about 1 inch cubes. We put them in a jar and then we top up with salt. So why do we have to pickle? So that two things. One is it becomes probiotic. It's more healthier to eat when we add salt. We don't add salt which is iodized. We add a non-iodized salt, so that the chemical reaction is slightly lesser. Preferably rock salt would do in it. And then we'll add some more citrus juice. So I have this bitter lime over here. Just cut them and add the juice along with the seeds inside. I'm going to be cutting the skin and adding them as well after some time. So, and we let this to cure, or in other words pickle, for about 2 weeks time. We keep it in the sun, so that what happens is the salt kind of melts down and it starts to work on the flesh. It makes the rind a bit softer and it makes it edible to eat. So, and after 2 weeks we will be adding the spices that probably go into it: chili powder, some turmeric, some mustard powder, some fenugreek powder, asafoetida, and some oil which we will heat and cool it down, and we'll add to this. And once it's done, you can keep this for a couple of months. So we're not wasting the rind over here. We're cutting up the rind into small pieces. It's just that the juices that we've added will add on to the pickle and give it a kind of texture. It will give it some moisture inside, and of course the salt that we're going to be adding will also aid in giving it some moisture. Now, something important that you need to know when you're pickling any kind of food is, ideally it's good to use a glass jar. You don't use any metal, stainless steel, aluminium, just because metal probably can react with the pickling agents, with the acid, that is. And of course we don't use these jars also, just because you got to make sure that they don't have lead content in them, because lead can leach out and then it can get into the food, and that can turn poisonous. So here we add a couple of maybe I've added about 5 spoons of close to about 100 grams of salt over here, and we just let the salt remain there. So I've added the salt here, there are about 5 spoons, and we close the jar. Okay, and make sure that there's no air in it, and we just kind of mix it up. So the juice what we put inside helps to mix the salt up, and we will leave it for a couple of days, probably 2 weeks. It all depends. Sometimes if there is good sunshine, then the time frame can be reduced. Maybe about in a week's time they will actually soften up, they will change color, they will form moisture inside. You can make it out. So that's when the curing process is taking place. So that's very crucial in pickling. Like you can see over here, there's some bird eye chilies from Coorg, which a friend sent to us, and we've put them in salt and kept them. So it helps to preserve these chilies. You can use them as a pickle. You can just eat them as it is. You can use them in cooking. And I believe they're supposed to be very healthy for the guts, and it's kind of probiotic because it slightly also gets fermented. So that's what. So there's fermentation happening, and there's also pickling happening here. So at the end, if you want to stop the pickling process or stop the fermentation process, we will be adding some natural vinegar into this. Avoid synthetic vinegars. Natural vinegars are the best. And so after probably a month, it's ready to eat. So if you've liked this so far, and if you've found something useful about pickling, you could follow us on our social media, YouTube channel, and this is going to be one of the topics from our 6 weeks culinary program that we are rolling out in the month of August. And we'll be talking more on different types of cooking techniques, preservation techniques, and certain cuisines, food impacts on the planet,
food for climate change and things like that. So if you like all this, hit like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and stay safe.